So a video we covered about a month ago is about the game Avowed that's coming soon to Xbox, sometime hopefully later this year, but we haven't had much details on it. Now, today we're going to be covering an article I found a few weeks ago, but it does have a little bit more information than the past previous videos we covered. So this is going to be about like an Avowed Everything We Know Part 2. I do hope you guys enjoy the video. If you guys do enjoy the content on the channel, please be sure to smash the thumbs up button. Consider subscribing here if you guys are new and haven't already, and just enjoy all the gaming news we cover here, as well as just want to support the channel. And then turn on that notification bell so you guys never miss an upload. Without further ado, let's get right into Avowed and Everything We Know About It Part 2. So the article we're going to be reading from today is from GamesRadar.com. It's called Avowed: Everything You Need to Know About the New Obsidian Game. The article is written by Jordan Ullman, and it also has contributions from Joe Donnelly and Sam Loveridge. Avowed is the big new first-person RPG from the studio that brought you The Outer Worlds. Avowed was revealed in the summer of 2020 and was described as a fantasy RPG that is set in the same universe as Pillars of Eternity. That's a pretty big billing from a developer, Obsidian, the same studio who brought us The Outer Worlds and the once upon a time created Fallout New Vegas. An Xbox Series X and PC exclusive, expect Avowed to be made available on Game Pass whenever it lands, and expect more to drop over the course of the year. Until then, we've got you covered with everything we know about Avowed so far, including a gorgeous reveal trailer that launched last year, and I'll be running that throughout the whole video for you guys. Avowed is a new IP from Obsidian revealed during the July 2021 Xbox Games Showcase. It appears to be a first-person RPG similar to Skyrim with rune-based magic powers and sword combat confirmed by the short teaser trailer. It's set in the land of Eora, the same setting Obsidian used for its RPG Pillars of Eternity. Job listings found in September of 2019 for Obsidian's next AAA project talked about combat action utilizing both first and third person animations with branching dialogue and day-night cycles. This puts the game in the league with Obsidian former RPGs such as The Outer Worlds and Knights of the Old Republic 2 Sith Lords. We're yet to hear about a potential release date for Avowed. We imagine it is under heavy development right now, meaning the release date may not be long off. Microsoft acquired Obsidian Entertainment back in 2018, meaning that this game will most certainly be an Xbox exclusive, available on Xbox Series X and the PC. The game does not list Xbox One as one of its platforms on the game store page, which lets us know the game will not be a cross-gen title. Avowed will also be available on Xbox Game Pass at launch, like the rest of Microsoft's first-party titles going forward. Now, I want to stop there and just tell you something that, this game isn't going to be a purchasable game for the previous gen consoles, but with the services like Xbox has, like Xbox Smart Delivery and the streaming services it has to play games, the cloud games you can play, I'm highly certain that when this game comes out, if the game is not a playable title on those previous gen consoles, they should very well be a playable cloud streamed game for those previous gen titles. So hopefully for you who have not got your hands on a new system yet, the cloud will have you covered. The very first Avowed trailer showcased at the recent Xbox event and it introduces to a varied medieval landscape starting in a war-torn castle owned by an empire of queens and kings that has always known war. According to the narration, the empire has now fallen into a state of disrepair, losing its oaths and giving rise to an unseen antagonist force. The game's villainous monsters, skeletons, are confirmed, were apparently born in the sins of the empire, and the player character will face them over the course of the game. The question left by the end of the trailer is an oath worth the weight of a crown? Suggests that the player's destiny may be that of royalty, and that they may have to confront and question their fate as they rebuild the fallen empire. One of the details we do know about Avowed is that it's set in a fantasy world of Eora, which is the world upon which Pillars of Eternity is set. Pillars of Eternity is another RPG franchise from Obsidian that is more of a traditional isometric party-based game, billed as a spiritual successor to titles like Baldur's Gate and Planescape series. Pillars of Eternity received a sequel in Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire in 2018, which further developed the lore of Eora. It wouldn't be a bad idea to check out the franchise if you're excited about Avowed, so you can ground yourself in the lore of the fantasy world. Sleuths on Reddit have found some small tidbits that give us a better idea of the premise behind Avowed. According to this post, the flag seen in the Avowed trailer is related to Wodeka, a deity also known as Oathbinder, who shaped Eora but was killed by the other gods who conspired against her for being too powerful. Wodeka is one of the faiths held by the Eider Empire, a nation within the world of Eora that may be where the game takes place. The story of Wodeka lines up with narratives of the trailer, where the protagonist is confronting a destiny of broken oaths, a fallen empire, and potential royalty. The translated Adrian ruins on the sword seen in the trailer spit out Oathbinder, according to this Reddit post. The fact that the combat is sword and magic based suggests it may be a medieval prequel to Pillars of Eternity, which includes more Renaissance modes of combat such as flintlock pistols and crossbows. While details from Obsidian and Microsoft on Avowed have been scarce, there has been one interesting leak that gained some traction on Reset Era late in July. User Sponger posted on a number of bold claims about Avowed that we're going to sum up below. Just make sure you take this with a heavy pinch of salt, as well as without corroboration. These claims are unsubstantiated, good food for thought regardless. According to Sponger, the game will be fully open world and much larger than Skyrim. The leaker says the game will be set in the living lands of Eora and feature a real-time weather system as well as mod support. Players will apparently be able to have companions, fight very large bosses, and deal with gods while fighting against the incoming threat of tyranny, which frames the narrative. The dialogue will also supposedly be dynamic, and the leaker claims Obsidian is planning to allow players the ability to kill everyone in the game. Sponger claims that as of July 2020, the game has been in development for 2 years and 7 months, with around 100 people working on it with scope to grow. The final claim is that the developer is targeting late 2022, early 2023 as a potential release window for the game. Again, none of this should be taken as face value. We can't confirm or deny these leaks, and Obsidian has not revealed enough about Avowed to corroborate any of these claims. So I didn't know we were getting leaks in that article, which is pretty cool. I love reading leaks just to kind of, like they said, food for thought. So that's really cool to read that, and it does kind of line up with what they're saying as far as like where the game's going to take place and stuff as far as the Pillars of Eternity universe. One thing we need to keep our eyes on is coming up this summer is the Xbox Showcase. Now, with this game potentially having a late 2022 / early 2023 release window, they're more than likely going to have to try to show something at the Xbox Showcase if that's the case, where they're going to be releasing it that soon. They literally have not released anything about this game other than that teaser trailer and then, the articles we can dive into, but that's just about it. Again, this is something I'm super excited for. I really loved the dynamic of Skyrim and how the game played, where you could play it in first person, you could do third person, you can multi-class, like all that, and I love just open world games and just exploring. So Elden Ring's been fun, but something maybe a little bit more dialed back in the challenge area will be good for us. But we just have to keep our eyes out for it. Let me know what your thoughts are down below if this is something you guys are looking forward to. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. I know it's been a minute since we posted, but we're going to try to get back on it. It's just tough. But I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please be sure to smash the thumbs up button. Consider subscribing if you guys are new here and haven't already and just want to stay up to date on all the latest gaming news we cover here on the channel, as well as just hit that notification bell so you guys never miss an upload. As always, my name is Ross, and I will see you guys in the next video.